In a world devoid of colors suspended in space and time, we encounter a mysterious figure hiding behind a throne, of which we can only catch a glimpse of the features, who summons a little creature before our eyes and names it Skaramazuzu, or Zuzu, as the creature prefers to be called, entrusting it with the task of retrieving 4 lost keys in this sort of limbo, which will unlock Zuzu's lost memory. In this world of very limited dimensions live other small shadows who guard keys necessary for progress. In the shoes of Zuzu, we must therefore make friends with them and fulfill their wishes, in order to obtain what we need to move forward. The story of Skaramazuzu, despite hiding details beneath a layer of mystery, is extremely simple, and it's not difficult to understand where it's going in my opinion. This wouldn't be a problem, but the big issue is how it's been handled. Such a simple story suffers greatly when artificially stretched out, with unnecessarily convoluted passages and, above all, dialogues that are best described as verbose. Every interaction, even the most mundane like picking up an object, is filled with tedious and unnecessarily lengthy monologues, and the same can be said for the dialogues, which are not particularly brilliant to begin with. If they are then stretched out endlessly, repeating the same things over and over again, well, we reach a breaking point where the story ceases to be interesting and begins to be boring. Skaramazuzu is controlled directly, moving along the horizontal axis to interact with objects and talk to characters. The game world is very small, but exploration is hindered by the protagonist's slowness, as he can only walk. To make matters worse, almost the entire design revolves around a series of tasks that boil down to finding objects to bring to characters. To obtain each of the keys, we will be asked for an object, to obtain which we will be asked for something else, so we will have to do something else again in an unsatisfying chain of events. Upon closer inspection, the only puzzles are simple codes to enter from time to time. Once again, I repeat, simplicity is not a flaw in itself, but the problem lies in the fact that the design is nothing more than a series of fetch quests that force you to go back and forth between the same locations for a relatively short time, about 3 hours, which seem to drag on forever. Skaramazuzu's graphics are simple but well executed, with scenes composed of few but clear details and characters that, despite their few features and simple animations, manage to convey a certain personality. The game's soundtrack consists of very few tracks, which have little to say. They are neither good nor bad, they just do the job without leaving anything memorable behind. The voice acting is composed of gibberish, on which I must open a new parenthesis. Gibberish is in fact that invented language made up of sounds and noises that serves as a universal language. Many games have used it over time, and if done well, it doesn't make you miss proper voice acting. However, Skaramazuzu's gibberish is composed of too few audio files, which quickly start to repeat themselves and seem disconnected from the text, becoming annoying after a short while. After 15 minutes, I muted the dialogue volume, turning it into a purely textual game. Skaramazuzu could have been a simple but enjoyable narrative adventure, but the experience is almost entirely compromised by a series of unfortunate choices, the slowness of a story that, in its simplicity, cannot support the weight of the extremely extended gameplay, and overly verbose dialogues make it a title suitable only for the most patient players.